Okay, tonight is going to be super fun. Can you all see that on screen? Pretty picture, pumpkin spice and everything nice. How many of you are into the pumpkin spice fall craze? You kind of like it? So, yeah. It depends on what it is. I don't go all the way to like pumpkin spice toothpaste, but I do enjoy a little bit of pumpkin flavor in my coffee. And I love the smells of fall when we get to start putting nutmeg and clove and cinnamon in our diffusers. It is fun. I think it has gone overboard and is way overrated, but as far as the whole pumpkin spice fad, however, in moderation, it is quite delightful, in my personal opinion. So I thought it would be really fun to start talking about how we could do some things that smell like fall that are not harmful. Because if you start looking at what's in all the syrups and all of the fragrances and everything that they use to make pumpkin spice scent or flavor, is probably not natural and authentic. So we get to actually make a lot of these things on our own. It's probably cheaper and definitely way better for us. So we had never done this kind of a DIY night related to the fall scents before. So I thought it would be kind of fun. I'm going to start out and tell you about one of our favorites. You're going to get all kinds of different things tonight, things you can ingest, things that you can use as soaps, things in soups, candle diffuser type things, all of that. So it's just going to be a wide variety. I recommend this will be recorded and it's on our YouTube channel. But if there's something you want to remember, take a picture of the screen. And we don't have pictures for everything that we're talking about, but there are some. Okay, thieves' tea is like the staple that every oiler needs to know and needs to have in your regimen. Am I frozen? Am I back? Okay, sorry guys. Thieves' tea. So thieves' tea is so incredibly soothing. You can use it when you're feeling a little bit under the weather, or some people make this a staple every single night as part of their wellness regimen. Here's how I do it. I get a cup of warm water. You don't want to get super hot water because that can change the properties of your oils. And so I get warm water, warm up some water, either on the stove or however you warm it up. And then I add about 1 drop of thieves and 1 drop of lemon. But you guys know when you pour drops, a few more sometimes come out. I need more than 1 teaspoon of honey when I'm doing this. Like I'm probably more like a tablespoon of honey. But honey is also really soothing for your throat and good for your wellness. This, just that by itself, thieves, lemon, honey, and warm water is going to taste amazing, smell so soothing, and feel great on your throat. And you're getting the immune system benefits of the thieves and the lemon. So thieves' tea is our first DIY for tonight that should be a staple in everybody's house. Okay, Lisa Benham, I'm coming to you. Can I just share the screen for what's next?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do it. Awesome.
Okay. All right. So I am going to talk a little bit about some fall diffuser recipes, but I just wanted to mention the reason we use diffusers as opposed to candles or air fresheners, because with candles, of course, you've got flames, you've got an open flame. If you've got pets or children around, that's a safety hazard. You've got smoke, and the smoke can be harmful for your health as well. Most candles are made from paraffin, which I think I read that it's similar when you're burning it, the fumes produced are similar to like diesel fumes. So that's going to be toxic to your health if you're using candles. The other thing is, like with air fresheners, a lot of air fresheners or plugins, they have perfume or fragrance in them. And the chemicals that are linked to some of these that are labeled as fragrance or perfumes, they have most air fresheners, they have at least one extremely harmful chemical in it, such as phthalates, which are linked to early puberty, autism, and birth defects. PEG 40, which is labeled as hazardous to human health, or something called diachlorobenzene, which I'd never heard of that one. But anyway, it's a possible human carcinogen and has shown to cause kidney and testicular cancer in rats and increased asthma in humans. So we exercise, we eat healthy, we do all the things to stay healthy. And then we go and we light a candle or we stick a plug in the wall. And really, we're just we're defeating all the good things that we're doing by trying to stay healthy when we do that. So why do we want to spray something that is going to increase asthma or do something like that? Well, we don't really want to do that, but we have to be aware. So that's one of the reasons that I wanted to mention the fact that diffusers are a safer choice rather than candles or air freshener. So this is just a recipe card that I pulled up online. I've used probably 3 or 4 of these I have done. I actually have the afternoon or the autumn afternoon in my diffuser right now. So, and that's one of my favorite ones. So there's 3 or 4 that I've used. Walk in the Woods is really good. It smells like the woods. Not my favorite because it's just it's kind of strong, but the autumn afternoon, it has kind of that clean, crisp, lemony smell. So I like it really well. The Jump in the Leaves I like because it has that patchouli in there and it gives it a little bit of a floral smell. So I like that one. But if you want something like spicy or the fall, like what we were talking about earlier with the pumpkin spice and all of that, the pumpkin pie and the spice cider are both really good. So other than that, I haven't tried any of the other ones yet, but I'm sure they're all, but you can just really Google fall diffuser recipes and you can find tons of them online. But if you're using Young Living essential oils, it's going to be a much safer option than candles or air fresheners.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing that and teaching us why we would rather do a diffuser than candles. That's super important. I honestly think that with the fall diffuser recipes, like it just doesn't make sense to have to do the candles anymore. And I can do a different scent every single day in my diffuser instead of having to run one candle that's one scent for a long time. And there are people who have done the expense breakdown, and it is actually cheaper to be able to do a diffuser. I was going to mention one other thing about this fall diffuser recipes. Oh, a bunch of these fall oils are gifts with purchase this month with Young Living. So a bunch of these, clove, cinnamon bark, maybe nutmeg, you can get for free this month with your purchase. So that's pretty cool. Okay, awesome. Jeannie, I am coming to you next. And Jeannie has a couple different recipes that she's going to tell us about.
Okay. All right, I'm on. I'm on. Unmuted myself, but I don't see me.
You might not be able to see you because I'm sharing my screen, but we can definitely hear you and you're good to go.
But I don't know if you can see what I'm showing.
I can. Can you all see Jeannie on the side? You can, everybody can change your settings of what you see. But yes, I see you.
Well, I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Side by side, side by side. I don't know what I want. Okay, never mind. I'll just talk about it instead of making it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it. This is a bottle of the Thieves Household Cleaners pumpkin spice that's on there, pumpkin spice recipe that's on there that I made last year. As you can see, it's pretty full. I don't clean, but it's still good. It smells good. This is in a glass jar that's branded Young Living. It's got Thieves on one side and Young Living on the other. And I've got an empty bottle back here. You put the Thieves Household Cleaner in it, 1 to 2 caps, depending upon how strong you want it. You put orange oil, cinnamon bark oil, which is also 10 drops of this, 10 drops of orange, 10 drops of cinnamon bark. There's the Vitality, there's the regular, and then 5 drops of clove, nutmeg, and ginger. And that's that. That's pretty easy. I was not going to demonstrate how to do that. I won't demonstrate how to do the other one either since I can't see what I'm doing. But anyway, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. It's perfect. And we can see everything on your screen. So you're doing great.
Okay, good. All right, next screen. Okay, falling leaves. This is one that I made up last year. That's the pumpkin spice recipe. You could use the same recipe as what I just gave you, but if you're going to use this size bottle, I'd cut all the oils in half. I made this one last year. I get these bottles from Amazon. When you get it, it comes with a little wrapper on the bottom of it like this. You have to unscrew it to take the plastic off. And I don't know why that's on there, but it is. It contains, I add a little witch hazel in with it because I think the witch hazel makes the oils blend in with the water a little bit better, but you can always just shake it up too. This one, the pumpkin spice one, doesn't work because Cooper got a hold of it and there's no plunger on it. When you get one that does work, you need to make sure that this little gadget down here at the bottom, there's a lever down here that shuts it off. And so you can't spray it. And so if it doesn't spray, then twist it and drop it down and then the thing will spray. Okay, put a little witch hazel. Then it calls for tangerine. This is an old tangerine. That's the one I had open. That's the one I was going to use. That's the old bottle. This is a tangerine you probably have. It also comes in Vitality. Tangerine is, I got 5 drops tangerine, 5 drops Northern Black Spruce, Northern Lights Black Spruce. I had another recipe for falling leaves, but I picked this one because I think it's going to smell more like falling leaves because of the tree scent. The other one just had orange, patchouli, and ginger, and it probably smells really good, but I don't know how that smells like falling leaves. Okay, then you also put in bergamot, 5 drops of that. That's a citrus, as is tangerine. And then you add in patchouli, and I would put 3 drops of patchouli. Put that in your bottle, in the bottle. Add just a little bit of witch hazel. It doesn't take much, just maybe a third of the bottle, and then fill the rest of it with water, and you're good to go with your falling leaves room spray. And that room spray really works. Here's, no, I'm not gonna get that because that's thieves spray. I had another spray bottle that's got thieves spray in it. And I think Susan's gonna talk about the spice soap. Here's one. If you want one, I may have it at the craft fair, the 23rd at Binder Baptist Church, already made up. Come get it and you can just get it. Although that one may go to my bathroom, but I'll make a couple more for the craft fair. Okay, any questions?
I love that, Jeannie. You have so many good tips and you're fun to listen to and learn from. And that recipe for the falling leaves room spray, that looks really good. That patchouli, Northern Lights, bergamot, tangerine, I'm going to have to try that.
I think that one's going to smell better than the other one. Smell more like fall leaves, I think.
Yeah, thank you for finding that one and sharing it.
And the glass bottles, you can probably get those off of Amazon. The recipe said for glass bottles. Generally, when I make my household cleaner up, I just use a plastic bottle, but probably they're saying use glass bottles because it's got so many more oils in it than when you just mix the household cleaner in with your water.
Yeah.
Just make the regular household cleaner.
Right.
But you can probably get the glass bottle from Amazon. I didn't get a chance to look it up today because I had to make an emergency trip to New Albany to go to the Hearing Life Center because the elder couldn't hear.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for being here and for being so faithful and continuing to teach us. Those were super fun. Thank you for that. Okay, I am coming to Vicki next.
All right, testing, good to go. All right. Okay, well, I don't have any specific recipes, but I'm just going to kind of share some daily routine things that I do. So in the morning, and I don't have everything, these are like props because I didn't have time to cook everything or make a pot of coffee, but so this is my coffee in the morning, and I like to put a couple drops of thieves in it with, I still am kind of hooked on the sugary creamers, so I like the coconut cream. And the thieves or like the nutmeg, vitality go really well. Or even a citrus if you wanted to try like a coconut with a citrus, or, you know, the good thing about the oils is you can just, it's like whatever you want to do. There's just no certain way to do it. You do whatever tastes good to you. So I usually start my morning out with that, trying to counterbalance the sugar with a few drops of wonderful goodness there. Now that it's getting fall, I might do some oatmeal. So in my oatmeal, also you can do the same flavors as you do in your coffee or your hot cocoa or whatever. Again, there's just a variety of different ones you can use, but I do like the thieves in my oatmeal because it's fallish, it's very warm, it's very tasty, excuse me. And I gravitate to thieves a lot during the fall. So let's see, that would be kind of breakfast. Oh, breakfast, if I decide to do my protein shake. I usually do mine in milk. I haven't ventured out to any of the coconut or almond milk stuff yet. And I like to use the orange oil because I love orange and coconut together. My dad used to eat these little orange gel candies that were dipped in dark chocolate, and I guess that's where I started liking it. So I love to pair these two together. And that's a good starter for breakfast. Then as lunch comes along, if you're in a hurry and you use tuna packets, then you got your lemon, because it's very simple to do. You just carry a plastic spoon with you, rip it off, put some in there, and then wham, bam, you got a quick, easy lunch. Again, there you got your vitamin C and all the good properties of your lemon. So I do that a lot. It's cheap and easy. And then if you have time to make soup, or even if you don't, but if you can make your own soup, you know, we have a lot of wonderful, like rosemary, don't forget celery seed, basil, just to name a few. Even if I eat out of the can, I still add a few drops of the oils with me. I have a backpack full of oils that I carry with me every day. If you have a beverage, some apple juice or apple cider, some cinnamon bark, perfect, very yummy and tasty. Okay, and then it is time, almost time for the Hallmark Christmas movies, which you have to have popcorn. So if you have popcorn, again, there's a variety. You could do black pepper if you want to try a little spice, some thieves, whatever combination you want. You can just mix up your own little batch of perfect little popcorn and enjoy your movie. So.
Oh my goodness, Vicki, I loved that. That was so inspiring. I think we shop at a lot of the same places, by the way, because containers looked like yours.
Yeah.
But I loved how you took the pressure off of it having to be perfect, like a perfect recipe of this. You're just like, just try it. Just put a little in here and put a little in there. And there's so much freedom in that. And it tastes great. And you're doing good things for your body.
Right. Well, I have no taste buds, so my recipe probably would not work for you. So most people probably only need like 1 drop, but I do like 3 or 4. So
here you go. I was going to say, a lot of times when I'm making a big pot of soup, I can only do 1 drop of the oregano or basil. So 1 small can, you might want to get like a toothpick on a smear of a drop and put that in for those of us that have taste buds.
Yes, and I'll tell you a story. I did a crock pot chicken, and I bet you I put in 6 drops of basil. Oh no, we couldn't eat it. It was so strong. My husband was like, "What is wrong with that chicken?" It was strong.
Which brings us to a good point that a little goes a long way. Definitely, like when you're cooking with the actual herbs, which are great and nutritious as well, you got to chop up a lot of them to put in a recipe. But with an oil, it's super concentrated. So a little bit.
Yes. And I would do like a big bowl of popcorn with 1 drop, not, and you may want to like melt butter and then drop a drop in, and then maybe spritz it is probably the best way, like to do your popcorn. So it gets.
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Melt it with the butter and then spritz it.
Yeah.
I like. Good ideas. Thank you for also the oatmeal idea. I hadn't thought about that one. Good deal. Anybody have questions for Vicki? That was awesome. Thank you. I've got so many tips, and I realized I need to get celery seed. I don't have that spice in my oils. So very cool. Okay, the next one was Susan Hensley was going to talk about soap, which Jeannie, can you hold up the soap again? It's super, super simple to make the soap. You can get the foaming hand soaps from Amazon, the containers, and it's water and Castile soap, and then whatever drops of oil that you want to do. And so you could make it thieves in the fall or cinnamon or any of the recipes like the ones Lisa put up for your diffusers. You could put those in there. You could do a Christmas spirit at Christmas time and luscious lemon at springtime. And it literally costs pennies because Castile soap doesn't cost very much and you don't need a lot of it. And just a few drops of your oils and you have hand soap that works, smells great, and is good for you. So that's another great one. It's an easy ditch and switch that you can do in your life. Okay, next is Lisa Johnson sharing with us, I think, about soups, right?
Well, you know how you said Vicki took the pressure off of being perfect? Well, I'm going to take it down even further because I only got one thing to talk about and I didn't have anything to show for it. So I got up and hurried up and got some oils and Vicki, I'll do better than you next time though, girl. So my topic was going to be about adding oils in soup. And it just so happened that my husband made me some butternut squash soup. And so I looked on LifeStep apps and saw they had a recipe. Now, I don't know how he made it, but there's the recipe and I'll put the link to it right here in the chat. So there's the link. Oops, I put it in there 2 times, but there's the link to the recipe for the butternut squash soup. But it called for black pepper and cinnamon bark. And it was just a drop of each. And oh, it really enhanced the flavor of the soup. I loved it. And so now he's gonna have to make me more. I ate it, so I didn't get to show you what it looked like.
But we see your smiling face as evidence that it went well. Okay, you brought up an amazing point. So you do get points, Lisa Johnson, for bringing up the LifeSteps app. You're the first person tonight to bring up LifeSteps app.
All right, I redeemed myself.
Okay, tell us, why did you search in there? What did you search? Is it worth it? The free version? What do you think?
I have the pro version. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do a search, it is best to use one keyword. Because if you try to put in too many, you might not get the results that you want. So I just typed in squash. And it brought up the butternut squash recipe. And I think it brought up one other thing or so, but that's what I typed in and searched for it that way.
That is awesome. And yeah. I think I typed in soup earlier in the week and got several soup ideas. You could type in fall diffuser recipes or DIY or soap or fall or any of the things and get a ton more info than we're even sharing tonight.
Yep.
Great resource. So points for Lisa.
Yay.
Okay, we have one last DIY and I'm going to share my screen for this. And then, okay. This is pumpkin spice dessert protein shake. And I'm going to be honest and tell you, I have not yet made this. It's been like every day I've said, I'm going to make it today and the day changes. I think this looks phenomenal and I cannot wait to try it. So if you follow me on social media, I'll probably post jumping up and down when I actually taste it. A friend of mine who is a Young Living Platinum posted this recipe. She says she used, and this would be in a big blender because this is going to make a lot. It's going to be at least a quart jar. half a cup of pumpkin pie filling. I'm thinking I could use actual just pumpkin from a canned pumpkin instead of the filling part. Maybe you'll need to add a little bit of vanilla or something to it, but I don't plan to get the pumpkin pie filling, just the regular pumpkin pie from a can. Pumpkin from a can, not pie. Okay, then she used almond milk. Again, replace it for whatever milk you want. Water. And she used a tablespoon of the Starbucks pumpkin spice coffee creamer. I happen to have the Aldi version of pumpkin spice coffee creamer, so that's what I will be using on mine. And then a scoop of the Young Living vanilla protein powder. So Vicki showed you the chocolate version of the protein powder. They also have the vanilla, which I have. And so you're going to get a lot, I think 12 grams of protein with just one scoop of that protein powder. You could add several of the other oils that we've talked about tonight if you wanted to tweak it to work for you. But I think it does actually look like a dessert and not too terrible for you if you consider what's there. So take a picture of that, whatever you need to do, make your own version of this. I think that looks like almost a meal actually with all the recipes there. Yeah, Jeannie, just unmute yourself and feel free to share. You might want to add some ice too to that. Yeah.
I wonder if you could use the Sleek Shake powder instead of the protein powder, since I happen to have that and I don't have the other.
I would definitely try it for sure and see it. So I'm sure that the vanilla protein powder gives it a certain type of flavor, and the Sleek Shake is going to have a little bit of a different flavor there. But I would definitely be trying it if that's what I had on hand. Yep, for sure. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Hopefully you got a picture of that or you got it written down to try. Then I would blend this up in a blender. It looks like she has a shaker bottle, but I like blenders better. Okay, any questions? Anything anybody wants to add? What's something that you're going to try that you learned from tonight? Unmute yourself or throw it in the chat. What's something that you learned or something that you're going to try next? Because we've shared a ton of really awesome ideas. Vicki.
Yeah, I'm going to try Jeannie's sprays. They look really good.
I agree. That would be fun. I was even thinking the car and, just throughout the house, rooms that don't have a diffuser, bedding, all kinds of things. Suzanne's going to try the dessert shake. Yeah. Everything Lisa Johnson said. I agree. Really good ideas. Lisa Benham.
I'm going to try the oatmeal. I eat oatmeal quite often, so I thought that was kind of cool. And I like the popcorn idea too. I really want to try that. That sounds fun.
I'm right there with you. Sindel says the diffuser recipes. Yeah, those are awesome. So my favorite things about fall is getting to do fun diffuser recipes. Well, thank you everybody for sharing, for being here. You always just are uplifting to me, and I love getting to hang out. So I hope I get to see several of you at my house on Friday, because we're actually going to make several of these things that we've talked about. Let me know if you can come. And next week, if you've got stories about pain relief in some type of modality, Young Living or not, then let's hear from you. Michelle, so glad you were here. Enjoy the pumpkin spice cleaner. That is one of the best things. I think you'll love it. Absolutely. Okay, guys, have a good evening. This will be on the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to that so you get all of our good content. Share this with friends, and I'll see you soon. God bless.
Night.
Good night.